Hello and welcome to Clamp, the weekly podcast where we discuss things related to creating, living, and making projects. I'm Grant Alexander, and joining me, as always, is Morley Mackey and Adam Kurt. How's it going, guys? Before we get into the topic tonight, we are going to be doing the official announcement. This is super duper official. It starts now. As soon as you're hearing this, press go on your post that you've been saving in drafts to enter the Clamp Challenge. It is starting today, which we're recording obviously earlier, so I don't know what the date is when today is. It's starting May 16th at 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time. You can press the go button.
I was literally just thinking, oh shit, I better subscribe to the hashtag because I'm going to miss posts. But like, it doesn't come out for 4 days.
Yeah. So, what was I going to say? That the things we want to talk about, the official rules, before we get into the amazing prizes we've secured so far, the official rules. Let me go open up that spreadsheet. You have to post your project with the hashtag on Instagram by the deadline. And that deadline is the 31st of July, 2022 at midnight Eastern Time. Everyone good? I'll say it the other way. July 31st, 2022, for those who like their date format differently. That is the deadline. So you're getting a little over 2 months, 2.5 months to get this done. The basics of the challenge is you need to make a project that involves a clamp or many clamps, because you can never have enough. Turn that clamp into something functional, artistic, or just plain fun, and you'll have a chance to win amazing prizes. Well, do you guys want to say anything more about the clamp challenge?
I think one important note is, should we say the number of winners?
So far, yes, we can talk about what we're thinking about.
So we are thinking about having 3 winners.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we currently have enough to give some fun prize packages to 3 people, and it's going to be open globally.
I was about to say,
even though we've got
worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide. We'll pay shipping if it's something that isn't available in your country because you're in Belgium and whatever prize pack you win happens to not ship there. We will get it shipped there.
Yeah.
We also, if you make a YouTube video, that's even better. That's awesome. We like watching. Well, it's not a requirement, but it'll help us see how you turn that clamp. So if you're one of the people who's going to try and take a forge, a regular clamp into something more exciting and fun, a video will help.
Yeah. I think one thing that is in my head is I want to see the spirit of the clamp in the project. I want to see you use the clamp as an integral part of it or turn the whole clamp into something else. I don't want to see you take the tiniest insignificant part of a clamp and use that in your project. You can do that if you want, but I probably won't vote for it as my pick for the winner. So use the clamp, make it important in your project.
Right. That is Morley's thing. I want to see something fun. My thing is fun or functional, which also has fun in it.
I want to see something creative and out of the box.
Yeah. So,
which I think
it's going to be
when you see what I'm going to make, I think it'll give you an idea of what I'll be looking for.
I was just listening to the Working Hands podcast who just finished their Make What You Fear challenge. And I was listening to their after show where they were talking about trying to judge they had 3 prizes there. And apparently they talked for an hour and a half to try and hash out who would win there, make what you fear.
Nice.
So I am looking forward to discussing that with Morley and Adam.
I don't think
for an
any
hour
of our
and a
picks
half.
are going to overlap. I think we're going to each have 3 completely different picks.
I think
if we
you'll be
both have,
surprised.
if we have 3, then that works out. Then there's 3 prizes, but then
Right. We
there's always
choose
going to
one.
be. Yeah, but then we get to choose who gets what.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Someone's going to make something outrageous and we're all just going to be in love. You just know it. But I just wanted to add, make sure you share this with everyone. We want to get as many people involved with this as possible. Not
Definitely.
just to get like the challenge out there, but like I want to see everyone, how creative everyone is. It astounds me every day seeing like the stuff that people can come up with.
Indeed. So we've got a hashtag to share this under. It's the hashtag Clamp Challenge. Make sure you include that. All 3 of us are going to be subscribed to that hashtag, and the podcast Instagram is going to be subscribed as well. But I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
It's weird having 2 different logins on Instagram. All that to say, we're going to be following it. We want to see posts from in progress showing what you're doing, because I think secrets are bad.
Yep.
I like to see the in progress posts and stories. I don't know if anyone else agrees, but I think that helps. It definitely helps me see the fun and function that you're having.
Yeah. Blow it up. Lots of fill up that hashtag.
Right.
Yep.
And make sure you tag us, and we will
Sure.
follow along and tag and chat and whatever. If you have any questions about whether or not your idea is appropriate for the Clamp Challenge, send us a DM on Instagram or email us at clampcast@gmail.com, I think it is.
Don't email us. I don't
Email
want
us.
emails.
I'll answer all the
dinosaur.
All right.
I already answer all the emails and all the comments and
We get
on
emails?
YouTubes and
We get comments.
yeah. I take care of all of that for you guys, so never have to worry about it.
I answer comments from time to time. I think we should talk about the thing that everyone's really excited about, the prizes that we have
Right.
down.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk about these in the order in which we secured them. So the first one is Ethan Carter. He was right on the ball. He said, for sure, I'm gonna give an Exacto. If you already have one, great, because you need 2, because my wife's always stealing mine because she likes it so much better. If you don't have one, you're in for a treat. Then we have Keen Utility is giving away a free pair of utility boots. Any style you want. It's just go on their website, and that is North American only, but we'll hook you up. We'll figure out a way to get it to you if you don't live in North America.
If you haven't worn, if you've never worn Keen footwear before, they make really nice stuff.
Yeah, I have a set of their red hooks, and they're awesome.
You both are very keen for this prize.
I think next was Isotunes, I believe. Morley, do you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, Isotunes is going to be donating 2 sets of extra 2.0 wireless headphones. That's going to be available to... don't worry where it's going to be available to. We're going to get 2 pairs of Isotunes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wireless
That's exciting.
headphones, baby, air protection. Good stuff.
I want some Isotunes one of these days, so maybe I can win. After the prizes, we'll go back to the fact that all 3 of us are going to be... Oh, we lost Adam. Uh-oh. Oh, he's back. All 3 of us are going to be entering. So after we, what happened there, Adam? Oh,
I don't know.
Well, you're back. Hopefully,
I have no idea what was said.
Don't worry about it. The next up is Andrew Zito is going to be donating something. He makes awesome skateboard stuff, and he's got a new line of candles. So he's going to be donating something to add to the prize packs. And our last one is an Australian place. Adam, how about you talk about that one?
Yeah, so we got Timbercon on board. Timbercon is an amazing company we have here in Australia that sell pretty much everything you need to make. And they're going to be donating a magnetic featherboard,
Yeah,
which I'm
Switch.
excited for. I'm so jealous I can't win all these prizes.
Well, and that is the part I wanted to talk about. Yes, we'll be making something, and we will be posting our progress shots along the way. But we can't win. But we're going to have a voting at the end to see who of our audience liked which one of our projects the best. So that'll be an exciting thing. Yeah. For all the listeners who want to vote for Grant will be able to. And the rest of you guys, I'll just hit ignore.
For everyone that wants to vote for a bolt through a spring clamp, vote for Morley.
No, I'll make another one.
Yeah, Morley's gonna make something even more awesome.
I know. I'm just trying to make his build lame so that everyone votes for me.
Well, anything else you guys want to talk about the official drop of the Clamp Challenge?
I'm so excited to be here. It's been a lifelong dream to be here at the Clamp Challenge. I think it's gonna be great. I'm super excited. I hope people participate. You got a really long time to make something until the end of July. Again, the deadline is July 31st to enter. So spend lots of time thinking, start up those inspiration boards, fill your bathroom with mood boards, and make something super cool. I'm excited.
Right. Yeah. If you
#Clamp
tag us in stories too. Like tag the Clamp Instagram and stories that you make about it. Even if it is just a storyboard in your bathroom. I want to see people's thoughts process. I should say too, I haven't checked the hashtag on YouTube, but can we use hashtag Clamp Challenge on YouTube to tag our videos?
Yes, but hashtags on YouTube don't work the same way.
Well,
because you can't subscribe to them.
No, you can't subscribe, but I could just check on it periodically.
Yep.
Anyway, if you do put out a video, make sure you send it to one of us, and we'll add it. We'll have a list of all the YouTube videos.
The other thing, periodically, we will be talking about what people are making on the show. So if you want us to talk about you, you have to post, and we will talk about you. So
yeah,
sure.
It's the exciting thing. If you've never been mentioned on a podcast before, now is your chance.
You got to make something though.
Right. Sorry, Jerry. You're just not.
If you want to be mentioned in the top 10% podcast, on Buzzsprout's website.
Yeah. All right. Well, so everyone, I can't wait to see it all, and I'm really excited. Now, on to the show, and let's change our focus a little bit, and let's talk about focus. We were discussing this a little before because I think Morley is having problems focusing on making interesting reels. Do you want to go into that a little more, Morley?
Yeah. So it's been like a pretty wild week. Basically, long story short, the punch clock video has exploded. A week ago, I had 5.6 thousand subscribers. Now I have like 12,000. So huge amount of growth on YouTube, which has been super exciting. And I'm very grateful for it. And it's sort of just like solidified in my head the fact that like YouTube is the place where I feel comfortable, and Instagram, at least like social media strategy wise, I almost see Instagram as like a sketch pad for me. I just like kind of post things on Instagram as like a behind the scenes, a follow along, a thing that I find interesting. And I don't, I'm not great at it. And there's times where I spent a lot of time trying to produce like a really nice video for Instagram. And I think I'm just getting to this point where I'm like, I don't really know why I need to or should focus on that. And I think about those things a lot, like where to place my focus. Some people listening to this might know that like I've stopped doing things in the last year as I've focused more on making YouTube videos. Like I stopped playing our Dungeons and Dragons games that I was doing for the last 6 months with some people who listen to this podcast. I'm stopping working at the Steam project as I'm focusing more on content creation. And yeah, it's nice. Like I like being able to focus on things like that. So yeah, that's kind of where my head was at today. And it was also in terms of like May for Makers, which it's been fun, but it's been hard because like I said, like I'm trying to focus on YouTube, but meanwhile there's this challenges going on, which places workload on Instagram. So I'm just trying to do it in a way where I'm not like resenting it to keep it still fun.
I think that's a very interesting part to bring up, the resentment. And I feel oftentimes when I'm focusing on wherever I'm investing my time, I often have this like resentment later. And I worry about it so much that I'm going to resent the time I spend on something that I could have spent it somewhere else. And it happens often when at the end of it, when it like midnight happens, I look at the clock and I go, what did I just do from 9 p.m. to midnight? Because I accomplished nothing. I was unfocused.
Yeah.
Right. Or, and like sometimes that's okay. And you're playing a video game or whatever, but I used to have a lot more focus on YouTube, but I didn't get the return that you're getting right now. Like I produced a video a week for a year and I didn't see the growth that you're getting. And
it's because you're not doing 2 videos a week.
The thing is, I think when you get rewarded, you end up focusing more on that. So like Reels, I posted a couple Reels and one of them got 5 million views. Another one got 1.9 million views. Those are big numbers for me. And I think they're big numbers for anyone, but in today's world, going viral isn't the same as it used to be. So then I wanted to do more Reels because I saw growth from that. Right? And I can see if your Instagram was blowing up and you were getting contacted constantly by people wanting to sponsor you, send you products, send you money for you to do ad reads, would you want to focus more on that, being Mr. Content Creator?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the platform is like such a small part of it. And that's the thing, like YouTube is the platform where I'm comfortable. And Instagram is like, I don't know. I love the short form content and looking at it, but it's not how I thrive. I thrive more in the longer form stuff in a 16:9 aspect ratio.
I've been going through like a similar thing. I really want to get into like TikTok and stuff in the maker side of it, not the weird side. But like, I think my thing is I just don't know what to do. I don't have ideas. Like it's one thing to say, all right, I'm going to build this thing and make a video on it for YouTube. But to make something that's actually entertaining in 30 seconds for TikTok, I think is a lot harder for me. And I wonder if you have that issue as well. Because like, it's not like you can just go like, well, you could just like cut like from thing to thing real quick. But like to get someone to stay there and not swipe past, I think is very hard.
I think so. I think you're looking like, how do I figure out this thing? But it's like you haven't even brought it into focus yet, right? Yeah. You're still looking at it like from 50 feet away. You need to get closer. You need to start doing it, and it'll start becoming clearer. Right? Yeah. The more videos you put out, the more it's going to make sense.
That's the exciting thing about spending a lot of time on something is that you have those like epiphanies that happen. So yesterday was like a beautiful spring day in Toronto, and I went to the skate park and I was skateboarding for a little bit. And in the past year, I basically only started skateboarding again in the last year, and I was mostly doing it on the way home from work. So I would stop at the skate park, I would skateboard for like 30 minutes, and then I would continue on my drive home. So it was very much an in-between thing. And I always was like, all right, I'm just going to do this quickly and then go home. And I never like put in time to actually like work on a trick and really work on it. Cause like when you're doing a physical activity, you got to like really put some time into it. And it can't just be, you know, on a whim. And that day, and I think part of it was because I've had this bit of success and I felt like I could breathe a little bit. I was like, this is a beautiful day. I'm getting these tricks that I want to be getting. I'm going to keep staying here. And so I stayed for like 2 hours and it was wonderful. And it was only because I put that work into it that I was able to focus on it. And then speaking of focus, it made me realize, I was like, cause I've been debating like canceling my gym membership because I'm just not really using it right now. And I was like, okay, fitness this summer is going to be skateboarding. I like being outside. It's not going to be working out inside the gym. I'm going to cancel that membership. And it like allowed me to come to that decision.
In before Morley's parkour videos come back.
Yeah.
Dude, I was watching those yesterday or a few days ago, because someone mentioned them. And I was like, I cannot do a lot of that anymore. I was like, I was a lot better than I thought I was.
But if you tried, like if you actually wanted to learn to do it again, it'd probably be a lot easier than when you first learned to do it. You'd have
it's
some
the
muscle memory
confidence.
there.
It's like,
sure.
I don't have the confidence to make those jumps right now because
Yeah.
I'm out of practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so when I think about often I'm getting pulled, my focus is getting pulled in so many different directions. And like I said, I like have this like worry that I'm going to resent. I have the rest of my life ahead of me to make things. And I have kids that need focus, and they're only going to be kids for so long. But I also need to make them some, like, it's like this weird cyclical problem of like, I need to go do that thing and I need to focus on that for a little bit. And then I've got like, oh, while I'm doing that, I need to focus back. It's like, I think we talked about this during the guilt episode, but I constantly feel this pulling of focus. And I think it's only when I know there's no chance of, like, after 9 o'clock, the kids are in bed. There's no chance that they are going to need my focus. That's the only time I can try and focus on something else and not feel torn. I'm still torn by the 700 different projects I want to do, but I'm less torn.
Yeah. I was at a funeral today, and this man died when he was 88. He lived a very full life. He started a furniture company in Toronto, and he was an upholsterer for most of his life. And his sons, who all spoke at the funeral, were giving speeches about, how amazing of a person he is. And he was widely, widely loved. But when they were kids, they were saying, yeah, he would work late into the night in his furniture workshop. And he'd kick us out if we were being annoying. And it didn't sound like they resented him for it or he was any worse of a father for it. It's just, that's where he chose to spend his energy. And they ended up spending a lot of time with him in there. Maybe he wasn't giving them his full attention while they were in there. But it was kind of interesting to hear. It's like, there is a definite trade-off in life. I mean, to achieve a certain amount of success in a field, you need to spend time doing it, and you're just going to end up spending less time with your loved ones by doing that. But it was interesting to hear that, like, they still loved him a lot and they had a very positive relationship with him.
I wonder if he resented it, though. Like,
I don't know. I mean, he lived, when he was coming up, I wonder if part of it was that, like, he lived in a time when there's many less distractions. And so he didn't live in much in like a fractured attention society that we do now. Cause I mean, there's always things to be distracted by no matter what time you live in. But now it's like, you can be distracted by tiny little things that fracture attention into much smaller pieces with like your phone and the internet and everything else. I think that fracturing of time was a lot larger. Those pieces were bigger back in the day.
do you find yourself ever pulling your phone out of your pocket for whatever reason? Maybe you need to use a calculator or maybe you're doing it without even thinking, and you just start opening app after app after app. So like I go to like Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Imgur, like over and over again. And like I get into this, like I have a pattern when I open it up, which ones I go to first. I go to Discord first, barring any notifications, because I have to clear all notifications immediately, because that's what like a broken mind does. But do you guys do that too?
A bit, yeah. And especially if I'm like, so like this past week, right? I've gotten so many notifications about comments. And the funny thing is most of them are really long. People are leaving like multi-paragraph comments on my videos. And some of them are really great. And so like I want to read them. So I've been opening my phone a lot to read these comments and reply to some of them. So when I'm in that space where I'm like pretty regularly going to my phone to do the same thing, then I get into those patterns. But I'm trying to like check it a little bit right now. It's like, if you spend your day checking your phone throughout the day, it's like you're going to bed and you feel a little like, you start to get withdrawal because you're not checking your phone in the same way. So yes, but I'm trying to check it.
Listen to Mr. Big Time getting overwhelmed with comments.
Yeah.
My issue is I don't open the right apps. I think I'm gone again. No.
All right, Adam just cut out, so I'll leave.
I'm back.
All right. Do you want to reiterate what you just said?
Yeah, I'll come up on it. My problem is that I open up the wrong apps. I always, like, one of the first apps I go to is TikTok. I don't know why. And then I look at it for too long. And then I, like, get off my phone.
Right.
And I don't even do what I wanted to do. But, like, I don't go through Instagram like I should. I don't look at Discord like I should. Like, so many things. Like, and my biggest pet peeve that I do myself is I'll go on Discord, I'll ask a question, and then I'll forget to check back. And then like 5 hours later, I'll be like, oh, that's right, I asked something. I better go see if anyone responded.
Austin does that all the time. I don't know if he's conscious of this, but he'll like ask a very specific question. I'll answer it, and then he just is ghosted. I'm like, okay, I guess that was helpful.
Yeah, I actually...
He doesn't excuse that. He's busy.
No, I mentioned it to him, and he's like, yeah, I read it. And I went, what do you mean?
Yeah, he leaves you on red.
Like, okay. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, it's... So I find the worst is when I'll go on my phone, check all the stupid apps, and then sit down on my computer. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I'll put the phone away. I'll put it away, and then I'll just focus on the computer. And I open up a movie studio or whatever, or Fusion, and while that's loading, I'm like, well, what am I gonna do now? I've got 30 seconds to kill, or 5 seconds to kill. Yes. Doesn't matter how long it is. And then all of a sudden, 30 minutes later, I'm like, what did I just do? Mm-hmm. And, I've got like Fusion just sitting there blank screening me. And I'm like, how did I lose focus so easily?
Yeah, I feel that way at stoplights where I'm like, if I'm at a light that feels especially long and it turns red, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do sitting here doing nothing?
Yeah.
But I think just to put some solutions towards this, because it's like I've like spoken about it over the last months. Like I'm trying to treat making videos and making content like more as a job and bring more like systematic things from my job into it. And I find that doing those things like helps a lot with the focus stuff, because like doing something as a hobby, it's very easy to like not care enough and like open your phone and do whatever. And I find that just by like setting tasks for myself, like, okay, I want to put out this video tomorrow. If I'm putting out this video tomorrow, like I need to do this, and this morning. And just by setting those tasks and making it like important to myself, it helps a lot, because then there's stakes. It's like if you're at work, you're not going to be flipping through your phone if your manager's right there, because there's stakes. Like you don't want to look bad in front of them. And I find that I have those like same stakes for myself now. And it's nice. It's like, the days are a lot more fulfilling, a little more like positively exhausted. Yeah. So that's been helpful.
I think you're right. I think stakes are what matter. And I think like I know if I have a deadline, I can be like hyper focused, too focused even, if the deadline matters, obviously. But like I know I've had times where like for 24 hours, like I did an entire university course because I had a deadline. And it's like, if anything, I know myself too well, and I know how much time it actually takes to do something. So then I try and only give myself that much time, and I waffle about until I have only that much time to do it. And then obviously I've often don't actually know myself that well. It takes longer than it should, and I don't do it very quickly. I don't know. It's weird. I also find that to be creative and to get through an edit and think I did a really good job on an edit on a video or something, or to get through a project and feel I need to take breaks. And I need to break my focus.
Yeah, I take a lot of breaks throughout a day.
Yeah. You're talking about editing actually just made me think about keeping focused when something goes wrong with an edit. And I recently bought a wireless microphone for my camera because I'm sick of having to record on my phone and all that stuff. And stupid me was like, oh yeah, the lav mic that came with it will be fine. You know, plug it all in, get it all working. Instead of using the Rode lav mic that I own already and plugging it into the sender. And now I'm trying to edit and the sound quality is so bad. And now I was excited for the video and I just don't know what to do. Do I try and clean up the audio? Do I write down what I said and try and record the audio? Like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad, but it's bad enough where it's not the quality I would be happy with. Like, it's not the quality I want to put out there. But if I have to, I have to.
I think that's one of the. I think it's one of the biggest lessons I've learned the hard way in making videos. What
I was thinking and
is like always do a sound check,
and then that makes you lose focus
every time.
Editing.
Now, like I will compulsively when I'm making a video snap in front of my microphone like this, just to make sure I'm seeing the bars go up. Because, like you said, if you lose that audio, you're done. Like there's nothing you can do except for re-record. So when I do my like on-screen fusion work, I screen record. And then I record from my camera at the same time, and I just like clap to sync up the audio and sync it up together in the editing software. But I was making a reel and I was screen recording a song, and I was like inputting the desktop audio. So I had muted my mic and made the desktop audio be the input, and I had forgotten to change it off from that. So I recorded like an hour and a half working on Fusion, split between like 5 clips, which is the worst part because then I had to sync up each of those 5 clips individually with no audio. So I spent like 40 minutes manually syncing up each of those 5 clips and trying to find the points where I clicked my mouse and seeing where those all were, like in trying to hear the mouse click, which you can barely hear through my lav mic. And those are the lessons you learn once and you're like, now every single time I am doing a sound check when I screen record, because it was so annoying.
I wanted to say, I really liked the fact that you have this little like pit camera on you while you're doing your fusion bits, and I think it really elevates. I'm going to steal it, by the way.
Well, I mean, I stole it from Twitch streamers.
Oh, yeah, I guess it. But I've never seen anyone do it with their fusion work or their SketchUp or whatever, because it definitely looks good. Can you move your thing so you're looking at the screen? Can you move your phone so that you're looking at the screen that you're looking at and not like this?
So you want me to put my camera inside of my computer screen?
Yes, please. I think the problem is you have way too big of a computer screen, or your camera is like too big or something.
I'll try some different spots. Couldn't you sit your phone like directly above the middle of the screen?
What do I look like, a plebe going to record with my phone?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a tiny little thing in the.
That's true. It could be like 480p and still look good.
You could probably even record in portrait mode and still.
The worst thing about recording on my phone is that all the memory it would take up, and then transferring it wirelessly. Like that's the worst. That is a problem that. Someone needs to solve for content creators is getting things between your computer and your phone and not having to take up all this memory in the cloud.
I'll tell you exactly how to solve it. Get rid of fucking Apple. Android, you
Okay.
literally just plug it in and it's like a portable hard drive.
Yeah.
This
That's
is
the
one
thing
thing Apple has done from the beginning, and it drives. This is the one reason why I hate Apple. Is like
Yeah, it's
you
annoying.
can't just put music on the phone. Like it's so dumb.
Yeah. It's annoying.
Yep.
I apologize to everyone. I don't know what is going on with my internet today. So
It's okay.
I
Just
have-
edit it out. They'll never know.
Yeah, we won't even know.
I'll edit some out, but just so people
You're
know.
gonna
Just edit
You're
all the
gonna
bad
edit all
parts
out.
out.
all of it. You're gonna edit it all
I don't
out.
know.
It's gonna be wonderful.
I don't know where it cut out before because I was halfway through a sentence.
That's why.
Yep.
Yeah.
We just talked over you. Don't worry.
Okay.
But thinking about focus and thinking about, I think it's not even just about focus, but it's about where you're feeling you're getting the return on investment. So return on investment's a business term. You know, I'm pulling out my business degree here, but it's your return on investment doesn't actually have to be money, because a lot of what we do as makers isn't about the money. There's a lot of people who are about the money, and that's great. And all the power to you. If money is what drives you, that's great. But if you're doing this as a hobby, or you're doing this for your family or whatever, and think about, what are you getting out of this by spending all that time, by focusing your attention somewhere? And that's where I think, like right now, Morley's getting a big return on his two videos a week, right? If you know, one thing I wanted to talk about is I see a lot of people start focusing on their Patreon or their whatever behind the scenes paywall content, because that's the thing that ends up giving them more money, right?
For sure.
So like it's easy to find a way to make more money on Patreon than on YouTube based on AdSense. But if you didn't have the YouTube, you wouldn't have the Patreon in the first place.
Yeah.
So I don't know, when you're thinking about focus, don't just think about the money. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think
if you do want to focus on the money, you need to remember the route that you came from as well. Like you can't just go, all right, I'm fully Patreon now. You need to. Well, I mean, you could, but like, I feel like it works better to keep the same content on YouTube and put out more on Patreon. That's going to help you grow a lot more on Patreon. If that makes sense.
So it's this weird cognitive dissonance you need to have, I think, when you're trying to monetize creative work. You need to almost like forget about the money to a certain extent, because if you let that drive you too much, you're going to end up with, like Grant was alluding to, like something terrible, right? If you only focus on the thing that's making money, you're not focusing on the things that make your work great. I think I actually heard Mila Kunis put it really well in some like random interview, just talking about like, if you just, anyone who just tries to do something just to make a buck, you end up not lasting long, with not great work. But you still need to kind of keep it in the back of your head if you do have like a specific goal in mind, which is why it's cognitive dissonance.
Yeah. But you know what does make us money?
It's a very literal segue.
I love our Patreon supporters. I wanted to say thank you to them, because they help us. They make it possible for this to happen, because we don't have that cognitive dissonance. We do need to pay the bills.
I just want to say thank you to Patreon, because everyone that's going to be in the challenge winning prizes, Patreon's paying for your shipping.
Right. That is something that's the very, that we're able to put on this challenge worldwide because we have amazing patrons.
Exactly.
Like our F-Clamp level ones, Brent Jarvis from Clean Cut Woodworking, Vincent Ferrari from Because We Make, Austin from the High Caliber Craftsman, and Scott Oram from Dad It Yourself. Those are F-Clamp level. We also have a wonderful list of other ones. Everyone, including the people we just said, get access to a pre-show and an after-show. And we just came up with a new after-show segment called Grant's Rant, or the G Rant. And so if you want to...
G-Rant.
Right. If you want to tune in for that, there might be some rants. If you don't like rants, don't tune in. That's why we're putting it in the after show. But the other thing is you get an amazing leather keychain made by the one and only Morley Kurt. And if you want to find out about that, you can go on over to patreon.com/clamp. If you can't support us financially, we totally get it. We appreciate everyone who listens. We appreciate anyone who can share the show, because unlike everything else, especially, YouTube, Instagram, all the algorithms out there, podcasting doesn't have an algorithm. It only has word of mouth. So we'd really appreciate if everyone could go tell everyone to go watch or listen to the show, and tell them about the Clamp Challenge, and that would be amazing.
One other thing to add, we all really enjoyed doing the live recording last week. And I think we're going to try to do those more often than once a year.
Yes.
Yeah. For sure.
All right. Clampmendations.
Clampmendations.
I'm going to do something different for Clampmendations this week. I have a question for people, and I need your feedback. So I really love the furniture that Dusty from the Dusty Lumber Co. makes, and I am looking for people that make long-form content of that sort of furniture on YouTube. So I want your Clampmendations. I want you to send them to me, of some people that I can follow on YouTube and watch that sort of content, because I really want to get into making this like big, heavy furniture with cool joints and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's my Clampmendation. But I want to give a quick shout out as well to the Super T Pink project. I know it was Grant's Clampmendation last week, but as of now, when this episode is released, there's 5 days left to get your tickets, and it is a great cause. So we'll have a link to that in the description. Everyone can go check it out. $5 and you can win like $300 vouchers. It's amazing.
Awesome. My Clampmendation is someone I found through May for Makers. Her name is Julia Gavrilova, and she is a lino printmaker, I believe, in Switzerland. So she does hand-carved lino cuts and really beautiful prints. A lot of them recently have been with this really cool metallic paint. I think hand-carved printmaking is one of those crafts where there's a lot of mystique to it, because I've made one stamp hand-carved. It was really fun, and I really want to do another. But for the most part, it's a very amazing craft, I find, because I don't have a lot of experience in it, and it's beautiful. She's clearly very talented, and makes me want to try some printmaking. So Julia Gavrilova, check her out at Gavrilova Art.
Cool. Well, I am going to recommend everyone go check out Hatch Made It, but not for him, more for his son. His son is doing something awesome. He is making little ribbons out of metal for cancer research, and he's making them and shipping them out. And the money that he's making off this, he is donating to cancer research. I think he's donating to the Canadian Cancer Society. So you guys should go check it out. Go follow him, and then you can find out how to donate or buy. And I think his son is 12 and has just started blacksmithing, and this is what he's decided to do. They're little ribbons wrapped with copper, so they're pretty cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Very cool.
Well, how about I would say if everyone could send in reviews. We haven't had a review to read in a long time. You can do so. The Working Hands podcast only reads 5-star reviews. We will read any star rating, but please only give us 5 stars.
Yeah. And why do we need reviews, Grant?
So we don't have
Well-
to hear Adam say an Australian word of the week.
Well,
That's
because
right.
Adam's almost out of words of the week, so this segment's going to be soon.
I think we actually need to get a real Aussie on here to give us some words that are actually Australian slang, like dead horse.
All right, you want a rhyming slang? I'll give you a rhyming slang. I've got a few, but I just didn't think they were good.
True.
True. Yeah.
All right, Adam's Australian word of the week.
Yeah. Let's go with Joe Blake.
Oh, look at this Joe Blake over here, like an idiot.
I'd say Joe Blake.
You look like you're taking a shot when you drink your 30 milliliters.
Old English.
Like a very dainty shot.
I don't know. I got nothing. I'd say, can you use it in a sentence?
Look at that Joe Blake over there.
Well, then I'm gonna have to say it's an attractive male.
Well, you both clearly didn't listen to what I said, because I said I'll give you a rhyming slang. And it rhymes with snake.
Oh wow! I actually did. I knew it was a rhyming slang, and I thought, what rhymes with Blake? And I said make, and then I couldn't think of anything else because I couldn't focus on it. Okay, I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
If you just closed your eyes and counted, how high do you think you can count?
What? You mean like before I give up?
Lose focus. What? Give up? I can't count to 30 before I'm thinking about something else.
Lose focus.
I mean, I could think about something else while I counted.
Yeah, I can do
I
that.
can't. I can't at all.
I don't know. That's an interesting question. I'd like to try it.
So I've read books.
Right, new
where
clamp
people-
challenge.
Count in your head.
I've read books where people talked about counting steps. Like they counted the steps they were taking so that they could retrace their steps. And I kept, I was like, that's not possible. It is not, there's no way you could count that high.
Did
I've
the
counted
person get
breaths.
kidnapped?
I counted breaths as a meditation technique. So
And
just
how
like
high,
counted.
how did,
Well, I go to 10 and then I start over.
oh,
Yeah. So it's
I can always make it to 10,
so
but
just
then-
keep doing that. Keep starting.
but then I don't know how many I've done.
well, it doesn't matter. Well, in meditation, it doesn't really matter.
Right. So the only way I can do it is if I start using a physical counter, like my finger. So like if I'm doing reps of something, I can count to 10 reps. And then if I need to do 20, I can't get to 20.
Okay.
Like, I don't know.
I'm not going to do
I
it
can't
now
do
because it's not good content, but after we record, I'll do it and I'll message you.
All right. Everyone message me and tell me how high you can count. Just close your eyes. Normal room setting or completely black. I don't care. How high can you count? I want to know. And on that note, let's go to the after
Good
show.
question. I like it.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
See ya.